Welcome to Quiz Time. My name is Simon and I'll be your host. Sit back, relax, and get ready for the next 100 questions. Let's get started. Which modern day US state did the explorer Juan Ponce de Leon discover? Georgia, Florida, or Texas? Florida is correct. If your job is to stuff and preserve dead animals, what is your profession? A taxidermist, a toxicologist, or a preservationist? Taxidermist is the correct profession. Which of these is not a main character on Sex and the City? Catherine, Charlotte, or Samantha? Catherine is correct. Which English city are the Beatles from? London, Manchester, or Liverpool? Liverpool is correct. What military movie won the Academy Award for Best Picture in 1970? MASH, The Deer Hunter, or Patton? Patton is correct. What is a group of owls called? Parliament, murder, or conspiracy? A parliament of owls is correct. Along with Charlotte and Emily, what was the third Bronte sister's name? Elizabeth, Anne, or Jane? Anne is correct. Which world leader first used the term Iron Curtain? Harry Truman, Joseph Stalin, or Winston Churchill? Winston Churchill is correct. Kurt Cobain was the lead singer of which Seattle-based rock band? Nirvana, Pearl Jam, or Soundgarden? Nirvana is correct. What is the largest lake in South America? Lake Titicaca, Lago Argentino, or Vidma Lake? Lake Titicaca. What is the final letter in the Greek alphabet? Omega, Zeta, or Tau? Omega is correct. If you have chromophobia, what are you afraid of? Metal, colors, or Google? Colors is correct. Which American swimmer won several gold medals at the 1972 Olympics? Debbie Mayer, Mark Spitz, or Rowdy Gaines? Mark Spitz is correct. Who was the first US president to be born in a hospital? Richard Nixon, Bill Clinton, or Jimmy Carter? Jimmy Carter is correct. Who portrayed Patrick Bateman in the 2000 movie American Psycho? Anthony Perkins, Brad Pitt, or Christian Bale? Christian Bale is correct. What is Sherlock Holmes' address? 221B Baker Street, 4 Privet Drive, or 12 Grimwald Place? 221B Baker Street. The 1985 Live Aid concert was held in London and which American city? New York, Atlanta, or Philadelphia? Philadelphia is correct. Who wrote the 1981 novel Midnight's Children? William Golding, Salman Rushdie, or Ayn Rand? Salman Rushdie is correct. Champagne is a wine-producing region of what country? France, the United States, or Italy? France is correct. The Exxon Valdez oil tanker ran aground in which U.S. state in 1989? Alaska, Washington, or California? Alaska is correct. Rhodes Scholars attend what prestigious university? Harvard, Oxford, or Cambridge? Oxford is correct. The United Nations was founded in which year? 1965, 1945, or 1918? 1945 is correct. What is the name of the fictional town in the movie Jaws? Arkham, Derry, or Amity? Amity is correct. True or false? Ottawa is the capital of Canada. Ottawa is the capital of Canada. The quote, "Here's looking at you, kid," is from which classic film? Casablanca, Gone with the Wind, or All About Eve? Casablanca is correct. How many keys does a piano have? 100, 88, or 64? 88 keys is correct. Who wrote the novel Les Miserables? Émile Zola, Victor Hugo, or André Dumas? Victor Hugo is correct. What mountain range separates Europe from Asia? The Urals, the Alps, the Carpathians? The Urals is correct. Which iconic 1980s arcade game featured a yellow circle eating pellets? Pac-Man, Frogger, or Donkey Kong? Pac-Man is correct. Who painted The Birth of Venus? Botticelli, Caravaggio, or Vermeer? Botticelli is correct. What river runs through Paris? The Seine, the Rhine, or the Thames? The Seine is correct. Which country's parliament is known as the Diet? Asia, Japan, or Europe? Japan is correct. Which US Supreme Court case legalized same sex marriage nationwide in 2015? Oberfell versus Hodges, Lawrence versus Texas, or Loving versus Virginia? Obergefell versus Hodges is correct. What was Disney's first animated feature film? Cinderella, Pinocchio, or Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs? Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. What civilization built Machu Picchu? The Incas, the Aztecs, or the Mayans? The Incas is correct. Who did Harry Truman defeat in the 1948 presidential election? Thomas Dewey, Albion W. Barkley, or Harold Stassen? Thomas Dewey is correct. What force keeps planets in orbit around the Sun? Magnetism, gravity, or friction? Gravity is correct. Which art movement is Pablo Picasso most associated with? Cubism, abstract, or impressionism? Cubism is correct. The ancient city of Troy was located in which modern country? Greece, Italy, or Turkey? Turkey is correct. Who wrote the 1998 Pulitzer-winning novel American Pastoral? Joyce Carol Oates, Philip Roth, or Colson Whitehead? Philip Roth is correct. Which composer wrote the 1741 Oratorio Messiah? Haydn, Handel, or Bach? Handel is correct. What is the center of an atom called? Nucleus, mitochondria, or cytoplasm? Nucleus is correct. In what year did the Great Fire of London happen? 1666, 1789, or 1692? (1666) is correct. What desert covers most of northern Africa? Sahara, Gobi, or Kalahari? Sahara is correct. What color were Dorothy's slippers in the Wizard of Oz movie? Emerald, ruby, or sapphire? Ruby is correct. In the Indiana Jones films, what is Jones's profession? Archaeologist, snake charmer, or an explorer? Archaeologist is the correct profession. What country is Mount Kilimanjaro in? Tanzania, Kenya, or South Africa? Tanzania is correct. What organ produces bile? Pancreas, kidney, or the liver? Liver is correct. In the 1990s, what toy fad involved small egg-shaped digital pets? Furbies, Tamagotchi, or Pokemon? Tamagotchi is correct. In what war was the Battle of Somme fought? World War I, World War II, or the Napoleonic Wars? World War I is correct. What is the last name of the family featured in the play Death of a Salesman? Lohman, Miller, or Keller? Lohman is correct. Which instrument measures atmospheric pressure? Hydrometer, barometer, or thermometer? A barometer is correct. What was the name of the boat that took Charles Darwin around South America and over to Australia? HMS Hood, HMS Beagle, or HMS Victory? HMS Beagle is correct. What determines the category of a hurricane? The size, the wind speed, or its origin? Wind speed is correct. Which Apollo mission was the first to land on the moon? 13, 11, or 9? "11" is correct. Which of the following is not a primary color? Red, blue, or green? Green is correct. Which Egyptian god was known as both the sun god and the king of the gods? Ra, Osiris, Anubis? Ra is correct. What figure from Greek mythology gave fire to man? Prometheus, Hercules, or Theseus? Prometheus is correct. What classic drink do you get when you mix Scotch, Sweet Vermouth, and Angostura bitters? A Rob Roy, an Old Fashioned, or a Sidecar? Rob Roy is the correct drink. What is the sum of the numbers on a roulette table? 666, 1000, or 999? "666" is correct. What famous musician died on Halloween Day in 1926? Di Vernon, Harry Houdini, or Adelaide Herman? Harry Houdini is correct. In what Midwestern city did the Mary Tyler Moore Show take place? Chicago, Minneapolis, or Cincinnati? Minneapolis is correct. What is a baby kangaroo called? Cub, kid, or joey? Joey is correct. Who became president after Abraham Lincoln's assassination? Andrew Johnson, James Buchanan, or Ulysses S. Grant? Andrew Johnson is correct. What's the traditional meat on a Reuben sandwich? Corned beef, pork, or bacon? Corned beef is correct. Keith Moon was the drummer for which rock band? Led Zeppelin, Faces, or The Who? The Who is correct. In which film did Paul Newman play a crime boss named John Rooney? The Hustler, The Verdict, Road to Perdition. Road to Perdition is correct. What is the boiling temperature of water in Fahrenheit? 212, 121, or 100? (212°F). Who sang the theme song for the TV show The Love Boat? Tony Bennett, Jack Jones, or Mel Torme? Jack Jones is correct. What is the capital of Morocco? Rabat, Fes, or Marrakesh? Rabat is correct. Holden Caulfield is the anti-hero of which 1945 novel? The Catcher in the Rye, The Grapes of Wrath, or Farewell, My Lovely? The Catcher in the Rye is correct. When were enslaved Africans first brought to the American colonies? 1619, 1692, or 1567? 1619. What historical event is featured in the play The Crucible? The Salem Witch Trials, The Journey of the Mayflower, or the Crusades? The Salem Witch Trials is correct. What do the letters BB stand for in BB King? Blues Boy, Bale Street Bread, or Big Ben? Blues Boy is correct. How many years does a sesquicentennial celebrate? 150, 250, or 500? 150 years is correct. Which organ was typically left in the body of Egyptian mummies? Heart, brain, or stomach? The heart is correct. Which Robert Louis Stevenson book stars 17-year-old David Balfour? Kidnapped, Treasure Island, or A Kid's Garden of Verses? Kidnapped is correct. Which planet is closest to the Sun? Venus, Mars, or Mercury? Mercury is closer to the Sun. What mythical monster suffers from a condition known as lycanthropy? Griffin, Yeti, or werewolf? Werewolf is correct. What instrument did Thelonious Monk play? Saxophone, piano, or drums? Piano is correct. In which war did the Battle of Gold Harbor take place? Hundred Years' War, American Civil War, or World War II? The American Civil War is correct. Who is called the mother of American modernism? Georgia O'Keeffe, Lilia Cabot Perry, or Grace Hartigan? Georgia O'Keeffe is correct. What constellation is Polaris located in? Ursa Major, Ursa Minor, or Orion's Belt? Ursa Minor is correct. Who is considered the father of modern chemistry? Antoine Lavoisier, Dmitri Mendeleev, or Robert Boyle? Antoine Lavoisier is correct. What legendary group was Diana Ross in before she went solo? The Ronettes, the Supremes, or the Marvelettes? The Supremes is correct. Whose profile is displayed on the Purple Heart Medal? George Washington, Ulysses S. Grant, or John Pershing? George Washington is correct. What animal's head is placed on a stick in The Lord of the Flies? Pig, dog, or fly? A pig is the correct animal. What does an automobile's radiator do? Cool the engine, regulate airflow in the engine, or open and close engine valves? Cool the engine is correct. Thomas Edison was the Wizard of Menlo Park in what US state? New Jersey, New York, or Michigan? New Jersey is correct. The Ryder Cup is awarded in what sport? Golf, Formula One racing, or tennis? Golf is the correct sport. What is the highest female voice in a choir? Soprano, tenor, or alto? Soprano is correct. What country was called Northern Rhodesia until 1984? Zambia, Democratic Republic of Congo, or Botswana? Zambia is correct. From whom did the US buy the Virgin Islands? England, Denmark, or France? Denmark is correct. Which pin-up model is key to the plot of The Shawshank Redemption? Rita Hayworth, Betty Page, or Jane Mansfield? Rita Hayworth is correct. Who has starred in the most James Bond films? Roger Moore, Sean Connery, or Pierce Brosnan? Roger Moore is correct. How many herbs and spices are featured in KFC's secret recipe? 11, 13, or 8? 11 herbs and spices. What scientist is credited with discovering penicillin in 1928? Alexander Fleming, Frederick Banting, or Beulah Lewis Henry? Alexander Fleming is correct. Where is Mecca located? Saudi Arabia, Jordan, or Iran? Saudi Arabia is correct. What tea is typically used to make a London fog? Earl Grey, English breakfast, or chai? Earl Grey is correct. Who is the only original member of the rock band ZZ Top who didn't have a beard? Frank Beard, Billy Gibbons, or Dusty Hill? Frank Beard is correct. Amazing job and congratulations on completing this quiz. Please leave your score in the comments below, and as always, like and subscribe so we can see you next time for some fun on quiz time.